You're watching the Hip Hop Hour. One artist, one DVD, 1 hour. Log on to Swagg TV. And remember, Swagg is for sale.
What up, it's your boy, the infamous Mad Linx. Right about now, I'm in the back offices of the infamous S.O.Bs, where hip-hop is very much alive. And it's my honor and privilege to right now be interviewing my man, Roth. What's poppin', brother?
Linx, appreciate you guys for having me, man. Fresh off the stage.
The Roth boys in the building tonight. Oh, what a feeling, I'm feeling nice. If you only live once and there's only one life, and tonight might as well be the night.
Fresh off the stage, you know, we go buck, no shoes.
No, if you never been on a boat, you never did any kind of yachting or anything like that, those are boat shoes.
Yeah.
You don't wear no socks, so those are no nothing.
Yeah.
Like, and that's real. And you know, that's one of the things I appreciate about Roth is the fact that you're so different and so much against the grain. There's two things that I listen to religiously in the whip. That is Roth and Young Jeezy, and that's it. Real talk, because when I want to hear how fucked up everything is, I want to listen to Young Jeezy talk about the recession. It's an album that's about the people. But when I want to feel like my spirit's being uplifted and something different and like, yo, it could still be a good time, The Greenhouse Effect Volume 1 is probably one of those classic mixtapes that you should really just keep. Actually, the tape, the mixtape. If you got a tape, that's dope too. But keep the CD and also keep the files in your iPod.
What's important that you note there, and what's interesting is that Young Jeezy and Roth organically grown, man. Like they were brought on just. It wasn't because of singles on the radio or anything like that. It was what the people wanted.
Hey yo, we cruising. You know we cruising. We're always cruising down the street. I got the money.
All those that said hip hop is dead, we all know that it's not.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
And it was just that it needed a little bit of a jump start. It needed a little bit of new life to it, and it made me energized again about music. And when I think about like what Jay-Z said about like, all right, I retired because I wasn't interested anymore. I wasn't excited. This was my personal kickstart back into hip hop.
My main thing is really to kind of bring people together and make warm music and make power music where people can, you know, wake up in the morning and feel, you know, I'm gonna make myself a better person today.
Are you surprised right now at the position that you're in?
Very much so. I mean, timing is everything. So who knows my position 10 years ago, 15 years ago, you know, 8 years ago, 2 years ago. But right now, I think the people want something real, they want something honest, they want something they can relate to. And I think we finally transcended the color of the skin and color of whatever. Hip-hop has no color, it's a culture. So being surprised, yes. I didn't know it was going to be this much of a backlash, but at the same time, it's important. The timing is perfect. It's a very exciting time, like he said. It's way outside me. It's way beyond me. This is for hip hop, for real.
Back and forth, y'all. Come on, yeah. Back and forth. I know that shit.
Now, when I listened to you for the first time, a lot of people want to bring up Eminem.
Of course.
All right, the similarities, white against the grain. But the reason why I thought Eminem was not really skin color, it was just kind of like, again, that shock to the hip hop system. Of being different.
Right. And that just goes to show how influential and inspirational M was, because he is the face of white rap. So the comparison's a little easy. It's just like, all right, you know, white kid, rapper. You know, when you hear white rap, you think of M. You know, there's only a handful of MCs that have really made an impact in this game. But at the end of the day, man, I'm 22. I'm a voice of an entire different generation. My content, where I come from. It's just different feel of things. So I think as time goes on, I really differentiate myself as an artist. It just happens that, you know, it's rap music and only so many white MCs have really, you know, broken in.
Right.
See me on the streets, take a big with
Being that, like you said, you're 22, you have been birthed indirectly of the hip hop.
Child of hip hop.
Yeah, exactly. But ironically now, you didn't actually buy your first hip hop CD and get into hip hop until '98.
Exactly.
Jay-Z Volume 2.
Volume 2. Man.
So how did you actually get into it?
When I was getting to a point where I was very impressionable, you know, 7th, 8th grade, around '98, I picked up on hip hop because it was edgy. It wasn't really allowed in the household. You know what I mean? They're just like, I don't know about this. I don't want to know if I want my son listening to this. Then I heard Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life. Just like, yo, they took a Broadway Annie sample and flipped it, and now it's an anthem. And that to me was like, whoa, hip hop is, you know, everywhere. You know what I mean? So that really kind of picked up, you know, all right, I'm feeling this. So, I mean, I did my research and I was like, whoa, like this is a powerful, influential form of music where you can express yourself and empower people. So with that, I just kind of, you know, linked up with my buddy Brian Sellers in high school, just a bunch of cats who kind of shared the same interests as I did. I was comfortable writing, I was comfortable in my own skin and kind of letting people know who I was through music. And, you know, as you can see, it just kind of got a body of its own and took off. You'd be surprised, the more you speak up, the more you find that people relate to what you're saying.
What was it about that CD or just about hip hop period that made you say, hey, look, you know, I want to give this a shot?
It never got to a point where I was like, oh, hip hop is it, I'm getting a deal, I'm going to be a rapper. It was more like, this feels right, I'm going to do what I feel in my heart. And that's really all it is, man.
And you come in and you're talking about college and parties and chicks and smoking a little bit of weed. You're not dripping with jewels or anything like that. You're rocking boat shoes at the show. It's a bit more relatable to everybody, not just like the college audience, but just like the average working man.
If I came out here and made some stuff up, people would just get sniffed out. You know what I mean? People would just be like, what the fuck? You know, we see how this really is. Music is a form of expression. It's your moods, it's your emotions. It's how you feel inside, and you know, when I go in with producers and say, I'm not just like, oh, let me turn a beat on, let me rap to that record. When I go in, I like to hang out, you know what I mean? And we'll roll something up, and we'll sip on something, start having a conversation, and that'll turn into a record. And that's where, you know, cartoon shit came from. That's where, like, canon came from. I was on a blog, and they were, like, talking about Mariah Carey being married, and all, like, the hipster movement, hipster rap and stuff, and, like it was a big deal. And that's why I came with some stuff. You know, the world's going mad when blacks wear plaid and Mariah has married Nick Cannon. You know what I mean? And that kind of, that's what inspires us.
Say it's a cold world, yeah, you got that right. I almost packed it all in on the spot last night. They want to kill an instinct, I'm just that type. But if the fight's not mine, I won't fight that fight.
Everybody's got an idol, but not often do people get the chance to come in front of their idol. So the first CD you buy, of course, as we mentioned, was Jay. You get the chance to rap in front of Jay. What was that like for you? And how did that come about?
So we ended up with Shakir, and Shakir wanted me to rap for one of his friends. And it's funny because, you know, Jay is very much an idol, and like, I actually walked out. When I walked into the room and saw Jay walking towards me, I was like, oh, you know what I mean, and left. Regrouped myself, came back in. And by that time, I was just kind of caught in the moment. And you pay homage to somebody like that. I had nothing else to do but say, hey, Jay, you've been very influential in who I am, you know what I mean? Listen, and how I got into hip-hop, you know what I mean? And probably without Jay, you know, a lot of artists don't exist, you know what I mean? So he's, you know, he's New York, man, so I'm not rapping to S.O.Bs if it weren't for Jay. When I got out, I was like, damn, I got a stain on my shirt. Like, wow, I would have worn something different if I knew I was going to meet Jay. But no, man, just a cool dude. You can tell talking to him, he's just down to earth. As big of a superstar that he is, he's still a very relatable human being. So I think that's kind of the same approach that I want to have. I don't want to be unapproachable. You know what I mean? I want people to be able to feel like they can sit down and have a conversation with me, and it's all love. Like, it's nothing too crazy. So I mean, it's the same approach. But whenever you meet an idol, whenever you meet somebody that you look up to, it's crazy.
Fuck this, what's this, how much, who, what, where, when, why, man, how come? So many questions unanswered.
We got to talk about the place where you actually hail from. Of course, being in ATL, there's a lot going on. What does it feel like to actually come from there, that place that has such a legacy, 3 times dope, and to have somebody like Beanie Sigel be like, you're the man?
You know, like, you can't do anything if you don't believe in yourself. So early on, it was kind of like, you know, I got the looks and I got the stares, like, what the hell is this kid doing here? And I'm only human to be like, whoa, like, what am I doing here? Like, when I signed my deal, I was like, what the fuck did I just do? You know, I'm turning a hobby into a full-time job. But then I realized, you know, I had the conversations with myself, and I was like, I'm good. Like, this, I'm not turning into a full-time job. I'm not manufacturing anything. Like, just do you. So to have people like, yo, ask you the truth and be like Beanie, most 3K, that gives me the confidence to be like, yo, I'm here, I'm not going anywhere. These people believe in me, I believe in myself. I'm a very confident human being now, and now it's time to go, man. I don't think there's anything stopping us, man. I don't think there's anything stopping us.
I hope you make it, otherwise you make it. Time isn't wasted when you're getting wasted. Woke up today and all I can say is,
I also need to stress the fact that this hip-hop shit is not done alone. You
Nah.
need a good team around you. This is a team sport, you know, and I think that is why where I am today is because I have a strong supporting cast of beautiful people that have placed around you. So one word of advice from Asher Roth, get a team. It's a basketball game. It's a football game, you know what I mean? You're not going anywhere without a strong offensive line. So.
Get the right team.
True.
No doubt, man. Mad Linx, Asher Roth.
Love, man.
We're gonna do this again, bro.
Whenever you're
Looking
ready.
forward to the album.
Beer pong,
on
my
mixtapes.
house. Beer pong,
I
my
heard
house.
every Sunday it goes down.
Yo, every Sunday we have some keggers. And it's,
I can get it back going
Let's
again,
do
man.
it.
Do some
Let's
college,
do it.
you know. Fuck homework, baby. We doing like beer pongs and all that kind of shit, alright?
That's what's
Catch
up.
you next time right here. It's your boy
Peace
Mad
out.
Linx and Asher. Holla.
All the way around. Let's start a chain, y'all. It goes like this. Chug, 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 chug.
Swagg TV, baby. Get some juice in your life.
Don't stop.